gonna stave up the couch? Huh? You foolish dog. So we're getting rain today, and a lot of it. Supposed to get 4 inches. We've already had 39-mile-an-hour winds. And I just forced the dogs out to go to the bathroom. They were not happy, but they are now. And anyway, I'm going to go down to the shop and we'll see what we can do. Well, as you can see, we've gotten a pile of rain. We had about 8 inches of snow. And we've gotten over 2 inches of rain. It's 50 degrees out. And we're averaging over 20-mile-an-hour on winds, which are driving the water under the door. Kind of making a little bit of a mess, but nothing serious. But this morning I came down and got the carburetor on. I'm going to put the fuel line on, but I think I'm going to make a new one. The old one's got the original Farmall stuff. And I'll find that and I'll show it to you here in a second why I think I need to replace it. So this end right here has been taken on and off 100 times with pliers and everything. And I think I've got this end. I think it's the same thing as what's in a brake line setup. I'm going to find out here in a minute. And if it is, I'm going to make a new line. Because that's nothing but the half ferrules with a square shoulder on one side. And I got a good idea that if I'm careful, I can get these off. But I may have some new ones. So, and I got some of that copper nickel brake line that bends easy. Yeah, I think we might go for a new one. Well, I just found these. They must be common because I got a pile of them in there. And I got steel ones and brass, but I'll use the brass ones. And all I got to do now is find that half ferrule. And I don't know, I think that's just a square edged or narrow ferrule. All my stuff's wider. I got to go see what I can find. I do have plenty of the brake line, so still working on it. Well, I got that fuel line on, and just in a couple, 3 weeks that I've had the gas shut off, look how much that's shrunk up. So I got to make another gasket. Strange how just shutting your fuel off for a few weeks. I usually leave my fuel on all my tractors, except the John Deere's. But anyway, yeah, one more thing to do. Well, I got that new fuel line on. There's a little bit of weepage going on around the bowl. You might have to take a pair of pliers, and I have gone as far as I can go with my fingers. It might not be quite tight enough, but it's got a brand new gasket, so I don't know. It's not dripping, so it's not too bad. Down here is all tight, so the fuel's on right now. So yeah, pretty happy with that. So we'll go to the other side. I don't know if you can see that water vapor coming off that further building there or not, just blowing out. There's some wicked wind out there. And it's steady. We were averaging, I think, up around 19 to 20 mile an hour average. I've never seen anything over like 14 mile an hour on one of those weather stations. But you can probably hear it. Pretty windy out. The old pines are getting quite a thrashing today. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you the weather. So we're getting ready to put this drive on. This has nothing to do with getting your timing correct at this point. Just put that out just a little bit so we can see if we can get that engaged. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Come on. There we go. You can stick your finger in there and move it a little bit if you need to. There we go. There, I'm going to get the other bolt on the bottom, get that tightened up, because these, once you get it bolted up, you don't move it. Well, I put a bunch of grease on that other gear. This right here is where your number one goes. And you can see the lobe just coming up. It hits right there. Just hold your tension right there when you put that in. Hold the distributor about where you want it. Which that's about where I want it, I think, right there. Yeah, I think that's where it wants to be. I'll bolt that down, snug it. I'll only snug it because we got to time it. So this is the setup to time the mag. Or, well, not a mag, but the distributor. We've got our power hooked up as normal, feeding the coil. We've got a grounded coil. The lobe, if I put the power to this, yeah, that was Carol. We got a window blew out up in the attic, so she wants me to bring up something a little more secure than the little finish nails that was holding it, because it's obviously, it won't handle a 40-some mile an hour gust. So we'll be back to this in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. So anyway, like I was saying, everything's hooked up as if it would run, except this is going to ground. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this distributor. Well, this is headed to this number one area, which that won't move. That'll stay. We'll put the power on. Yeah, power's on. Now we'll just move this ever so gently. Come on. Right there is where it moved. So I'll let go of that very careful, or where it sparked rather, and we will snug these up. I'll go get a wrench because I had them in my pocket till I just went upstairs, and I'll snug them down and then we'll check it. Yeah, we got everything all on. Firing order goes clockwise, looking at it from this side. So you got 1, 3, 4, 2, and it's also written right there for those of you who just bought a tractor and didn't know it. I think we need to see if this thing will run. Neutral, a little bit of choke. Let's see what happens. Not bad. Got a few things up here that the touch control is making the noise. Not bad. Not bad at all. It's got no water in it, so as you can see, it don't take long to get stuff hot. Can't let them run too long. But, yeah, that's a success. We've got oil pressure. And looks like my oil plug is still dripping. I got to tighten it a little more. I got a copper gasket on it too, but it's still, the bottom of that tank was so beat up from rocks and stuff. Who knows? But yeah, the motor's a success. Now it's just all the superficial stuff on the outside, basically the cooling system. Generator, that that's just sitting there. And I was planning on, and I'm still gonna, probably will start on it tomorrow because the radiator ain't gonna show up. I'll start taking all these old fabric. I mean, these things are just all falling apart. I'll take the battery out of it tomorrow and I'll start running some new wires down this side. So that's gonna be it for today, guys. It's not that late. It's only 1:30, but we've had 44-mile-an-hour gusts. And I mean, I've never seen wind blow so hard that it would drive the rain in around one of these doors like that. It's coming right in the inside. It is just blowing something wicked. But anyway, this is unusual. Normally you don't get this kind of weather. And they say we're supposed to get a lull in the rain and then get the same 45, 50-mile-an-hour gusts later this afternoon. But anyway, I'm real happy. That thing fired it up. And that was the first try. I hadn't started it before. So, tickled to death. I figured it would start right up because the daggone carburetor was running perfect before and I haven't changed anything other than freshen it up a little. But yeah, I do think I'm going to have to get me a different muffler too. That just drives me crazy. Or I'll heat it up and straighten it, but I might get the right one for it. Anyway, keep safe everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.